Okay, today is March 26, 2018. We are talking about real food. Presenter Tina Shropshire. All right, so in today's society, with all the food that's out here, it's actually kind of hard to find real food anymore. We're at a point where now fake food has become like the staple. McDonald's, White Castles, rallies. It's quick, fast, convenient, and it gets passed off as food because it is edible. But just because it's edible does not make it food. Okay, so real food is in its most natural state. So it's not processed, or very little processing has occurred. It doesn't require a lot of fancy labels or packaging. Like, for example, a lemon is just a lemon, or an onion is just an onion. So it's whole food and it'll be life sustaining. Sorry, no problem. Go ahead and have a seat. All right, so how foods affect your body. So if you're eating like protein, that gets broken down to amino acids. The amino acids turn into muscle, okay? I wish my muscles could be that firm. If you're taking in a lot of grains, that gets broken down into sugar, and your body's going to turn that into fat. And we have people looking like they're 10, 12 months pregnant, I guess, if there's such thing. If you're eating a lot of fiber, fruits and vegetables, that's going to be broken down into energy. And it's actually going to make you fuller, and it'll last longer, and that'll turn into wellness, okay? If you're looking at the omega-rich food like nuts and seeds, avocado, and the healthy fish, then that's going to be like a vital molecule and turn into good cholesterol. If you're eating a lot of fast food, that's going to turn into like fatty acids, which are very inflammatory, and again, fat. So real food versus processed food. So obviously most food we eat are processed in some way. For example, if you have an apple, it's cut down from a tree, or if you have ground beef, it's got to be actually ground in a machine. Butter has to be churned. But there's a difference in mechanical processing and then chemical processing. So a single ingredient food, whether it's an apple, if there's no added chemicals, then it's still regular food. So whether they put it in a jar or, whatnot, it's still just, whole real food. But if it's been processed chemically, then it's considered to be like an actual processed food. So real foods are minimally processed, close to nature, short ingredients list, like 5 items or less. Food that you can pronounce includes fruits, vegetables, whole grains, beans, nuts, meat, and dairy. Often have no label or barcode, are loaded with nutrients, vitamins, minerals, fiber, and phytochemicals. Processed food, typically long list of unpronounceable ingredients, contain unhealthy ingredients such as saturated fat, partially hydrogenated oils like trans fats, a high amount of sodium, excessive refined sugar, and artificial additives and preservatives. So this can cause you to gain weight because of the high calories, and usually it'll cause you to overeat also. There's not enough nutrients in it, so your body will be looking for a nutrient. I always pick on a donut, so if you have a donut and it's got 22 grams of sugar in it, probably very little fiber, your body's looking for vitamin C, zinc, and all you got is donuts. You're just going to keep eating them because your body's looking to get some nutrients out of that. Okay, so real food would be loaded with important nutrients. So unprocessed animal and plant food contain vitamins and minerals that you need for optimal health. For example, 1 cup of a red pepper, broccoli, or orange slice will contain more than 100% of your recommended daily intake for vitamin C. And plus, it'll have way more than just vitamin C in it. It'll have B vitamins and, folate, all that fun stuff. And it's typically low in sugar. So there's research that suggests if you're eating a lot of sugar, you're going to get obesity, insulin resistance, meaning your body does not listen to the hormone insulin and it ignores it and puts you at risk for type 2 diabetes, fatty liver disease, and heart disease. Okay. So they're starting to learn that heart disease, a lot of that is from inflammation. We get a lot of inflammation from all the sugar that we take in our diet. Generally speaking, real food won't have a whole lot of sugar. It won't be very sweet. Even if it's fruit, it's still going to contain like a sugar that your body can digest and absorb and knows what it is, as opposed to man-made sugars. It'll be packed with antioxidants. Antioxidants are what help us to fight off cancer cells. Everybody has cancer cells to some degree, so if they get out of whack or your genes, then you're going to have more risk for cancer. Definitely want to make sure you're getting nutrients that are high in that. Eating a diet rich in nutritious, unprocessed food may also help reduce inflammation, which is, like I said, believed to be a major cause of heart disease. So inflammation, we have all this arthritis now, we have autoimmune disorders, we have, cancer. I don't even know any family that's not affected by that now. We have all of this obesity. We have kids that are obese anymore. Kids used to never be obese. They never had type 2 diabetes. Compromised digestive function. We have all this colitis and malabsorption syndromes, memory and cognitive decline. Okay, so they are calling Alzheimer's type 3 diabetes. Accelerated skin and aging, loss of muscle tone, and the cardiovascular risk. So you want your food to be high in fiber. Can't I just take a Metamucil or something like that over the counter and make sure I get my fiber? Absolutely. But it won't include the other things that you're going to find in fruits and vegetables. So in a day, you're supposed to have 7 to 10 servings of fruits and vegetables. What's a serving? Okay, 1 apple, that would be a serving. Okay, you're supposed to try to get 7 to 10 of these. If you're talking grapes, 8 grapes is a serving. All right. So you trying to get food for nutrition, really. Fiber is huge. It helps to prevent colon cancer, prostate cancer. People are like on really high fat diet and really high carbs and not taking enough fiber. It puts you at huge risk. So foods like avocados, chia seeds, flax seeds, blackberries, blueberries, raspberries, cabbage, split peas, really high in fiber. Beans are high in fiber. Okay, so you want to make sure you're getting that, 30 grams a day. There's some people, like when you actually look at their fiber intake, they're getting like 3 grams of fiber, and there are fiber pills over the counter where you have to take 5 of them and it gets you 2 grams. Well, you could have had an apple, which would have been 4. You know what I mean? And why spend money? Here's just a nice little slide. All good food that you could have, higher in fiber. Like, you could probably just stay on this page and not have to eat anything else.
So that's what we eat all day.
All day.
We do, pretty much.
That's great. And all this helps to improve your good cholesterol, the high density lipids. So it's good for your skin, right? So it promotes overall health. Eating real food helps to protect your skin inside and out. Studies suggest that eating more vegetables, fish, beans, and olive oil actually help reduce wrinkles, loss of elasticity of your skin, and aging signs. So high in healthy fat, like that one slide we just showed, had a lot of good healthy fat on it. You want to definitely try to have like the extra virgin olive oil and coconut oil when you're cooking in any kind of oil. Those are the 2 that I would go to, extra virgin on both. If you can eat like herring and sardines and salmon, try to get that a couple times a week. That'd be great. And also eating avocado nuts, seeds, and whole milk dairy if you are okay with dairy and don't have a problem with it. So the monosaturated fat, on a daily basis, you should have some almonds, nuts, seeds, the avocado, the extra virgin or coconut oil. You're going to have obviously some saturated fat. Animal fat has saturated fat, so you want to get about 7 to 14 grams of saturated fat at the most in a day. It's good for your gut. So your gut is your immune system. 70% of your immune system is in the gut, and we're constantly loading our gut with processed fast food. and then we wonder why we're so sick all the time, and I don't feel good, and why we get colds and catch them and never get rid of them and get everything, and we don't have good healthy guts. So you definitely want to make sure you're eating foods that are rich in like what's called prebiotic, like garlic, asparagus, and cocoa. That actually helps your gut to ferment and make its own bacteria, the good bacteria, all right? And then it helps to improve your blood sugar and optimize your health. So a happy gut, all right? You're gonna feel your mood, believe it or not. A lot of your neurotransmitters for your brain are also created in your gut. So besides the heart, I think like your gut is like probably number 2 with importance, making sure your bowels are moving like they're supposed to, making sure you're getting enough sleep, sharper mind, greater absorption, There are people who are like, I don't understand, why is my B12 so low? I eat meat, but if you don't have a good healthy gut, you're not gonna get the nutrients out of your food like you need to. Or sometimes we're just constantly taking those antacids all the time, which literally block the acid in your stomach, which you need acid to get the nutrients out of your food. Stronger immune system, fresher breath, radiant skin, healthier digestion, and better regularity. So in the long run, real food costs a whole lot less than processed food. So if I am on a McDonald's diet, which I've met a lot of people who are already have McDonald's breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and over the course of 30 to 40 to 50 years, and then I end up with a heart attack and one trip to the ER, you could have spent that money, taken the extra money, and actually it ends up being cheaper, like truly, because you're not eating so much, you don't require so much, you're not having 12 donuts a day, you know what I mean? So you could buy a bag of apples, oranges, the avocados, nuts and seeds, and you're not going to eat so much. You'll get fuller. There'll be more nutrients in it for you, okay? And in the long run, you're not going to be a diabetic and have to go get the dilated eye exams and go see the foot doctor and have the heart doctor for your diabetes and endocrinologist and take injections. All that stuff adds up. It really does. So, and not to mention taking time off of work and the toll it takes on your family, your relationships. In 2012, there was a study that said people who have diabetes spend 2.3 more times money on medical supplies than anyone else. Okay, so definitely, at first, it does seem like it costs more because it is very easy to eat like a hot and ready pizza every day. I mean, it's $5. And you know what? It'll fill you up. And you can probably eat that the whole day and eat off $5, but in the long run, it's just not worth it. Okay, so real food may also help to prevent for overeating. So the addictive preservatives, you got to remember that there's definitely a link in between like fast food and overeating. First, they give you huge portion sizes. Everything, 48 ounces a pop to go with your extra large fries, extra large burger, bun, all that. And you paid for it, so there's something that says, well, I spent the money, so now I got to eat the whole thing. It's not like it's good later if you heat it up. So you end up overeating by far. And then once this meal is done, within 4 hours, 3 hours, you're probably hungry again because it's all just simple carbs. There's no nutrients there. So your body uses it up real quick and it says, okay, I need nutrients now. And you're eating more of this. So definitely one of America's problems would be overeating. So listen to that good angel, okay? The choice is yours. It's one thing, we don't have to do drugs, we don't have to do alcohol, we don't have to smoke, but we do have to eat, all right? So you can literally pick things that are going to be good for you overall in the long run. You can do the extra effort. Yes, it does take some effort to, open up the pineapple or the watermelon or whatever it is you're going to have, but just do it. Take those extra steps because the fast food is also, a fast way to the grave and to, emptying your bank account also. So do try to get around people who are on the same page as you, people who are trying to do the same type of thing, eating real food. Try to eat real food as much as you possibly can. All right, dental health. Lord knows you can spend an arm and a leg at the dentist just trying to treat cavities alone, okay? All that sugar is like one of the number one things that help to promote decay, dental decay. Plaque is caused, bacteria builds up. Bacteria lives in your mouth, and believe it or not, it can travel down your esophagus to your heart. You can end up with endocarditis, all kind of things from not having a good oral health. So it does matter when we're drinking a lot of soda and sugar and eating that type of stuff. It definitely decays your teeth way quicker. So there's many studies that show that sugar has devastating effects on your metabolism. It literally slows your metabolism down, and we're always like, how can I speed up my metabolism? How can I lose weight like I did when I was a kid? One of the biggest things is going to be watching how much sugar you're taking in. If you want to not lose weight, then continue to take in tons of sugar. It also leads to, again, insulin resistance. So that is literally where your body does not listen to the signal, where insulin is telling your body to put the sugar into the cell. So your insulin goes higher and higher. Insulin is an insulator, so it makes you retain weight. It literally will make you heavy and gain weight. And for those who eat really good and don't have any problems, and you're looking always, you have a high triglyceride on your lab, it could be from too much sugar, excessive sugar intake. Okay, and then also you're to elevate your low density lipids too. And you can end up with fatty livers, where you have too much sugar basically built up in your liver, or also abdominal cavity where you're having a ton of excessive abdominal weight. So there's definitely, again, association with heart disease, diabetes, obesity, and cancer. Where's all the sugar hiding? Well, it's not necessarily hiding. To me, I mean, we're just so used to it. It's just like a norm now to just drink juice and drink pop, and you know, everything's got sugar in it, and we're just very used to having it always available. You know, so we'll have orange juice, we'll have a cup of milk, which that's sugar, also carbohydrates. You know, then we'll have our bowl of cereal every day with a donut. I mean, all of it's just sugar. So most people, it's not like you're just taking, because people are not taking sugar itself and pouring it into their food. They feel like, I don't take in a lot of sugar. I really don't. But it adds up little bit by little bit all throughout the day. And it does it very, very easily. Very easily. So you got to start paying attention to labels. Start looking and seeing how much sugar am I taking in. Maybe do a MyFitnessPal download and start looking at what you're taking in. Because you'd be surprised. I was very surprised. I was a person, I'm like, I don't take in a lot of sugar. No, I don't. I'm 123 pounds. I don't take in a lot of sugar. I did it. It said 8 in a week, 80% carbs. I was flabbergasted. I just did what I would do.
Right.
Like 80% of my diet was carbs. So I don't do that anymore. And it was like when I really start counting it, it's like, wow. And I didn't take in a third of what people tell me they take in. There's some people who want 100% carb. I mean, like, I don't know if anything else is in their diet. So processed food contains all sorts of artificial ingredients. So if you look at the ingredients label for anything that's processed or packaged, chances are that you won't have a clue what some of the ingredients are. That's because many of the ingredients in there aren't actual food. They're artificial chemicals that are added for various purposes. You also have to keep in mind that even though we're looking at this label and it gives us a whole laundry list of things they say that are in there, they don't have to list everything. So there will be artificial ingredients that just don't even show up, you know? It's like, it's all. You have this and then there's some unspoken guest, which may or may not be harmful for you. And what we're looking at right now is an Atkins Advantage bar. So this is considered to be marketed as a low-carb friendly health food, but with all this stuff added to it, I don't know. I mean, this is crazy when you really think about it. And we eating this type of stuff how many times a day? Okay, so highly processed food will concern preservatives, colorants, flavor, and texturants to actually change the texture. So keep in mind that processed food can contain dozens of additional chemicals that aren't even listed. For example, artificial flavor, that could be anything. That could literally be anything. And it could be 10 or more different chemicals that are blended together for a specific flavor. So when you're shopping, you want to kind of do like no artificial flavors and colors. That matters. And they're high in refined carbohydrates. I mean, you have simple carbohydrates, which are quickly broken down into the digestive tract, leading to rapid spikes in your blood sugar level. So when you have this, when you're eating simple, let's say I just drink a Pepsi every morning, okay? As soon as I get here, I drink a Pepsi at 7. By 9 o'clock, I'm gonna be craving carbs, okay? I'm gonna crash, I'm gonna be tired. I probably have to drink 2-3 more Pepsis throughout the day just to keep my eyes open, okay? So you put your blood sugar on what's called a blood sugar roller coaster, where you crash and you need more sugar to sustain it. It's like you're up and down and up and down. You want carbs that are going to sustain you, something that has, more complex carbs, like from fruits and vegetables. This is just a nice little chart here for you guys. Just reminding you to say no to processed food. It has effects on your brain, risk for cancer, heart disease, kidney failure, stroke, increased risk for heart disease, which is, clogging your arteries, obesity, diabetes, fat accumulation. There's a ton of things. So, just eat real food. I have a nice little list here: fruits and vegetables, meat and seafood. You want, if it can say wild caught with the seafood or grass fed, that'd be great. Okay, so you're getting something that doesn't have hormones and antibiotics. Unfortunately, I don't know how that's legal, but it is. Dairy and eggs, you want, again, like, unpasteurized or full fat, grass fed, or, organic. Whole grains must be 100%, or ancient grains. Try to be gluten or wheat free if you can, so like made out of corn. Beans and legumes, seeds and nuts, spices, herbs, seasonings, unrefined virgin or cold pressed oils, natural unrefined sweeteners, honey, maple syrup, coconut, palm sugar, and dates. What to avoid? Packaged, prepared, and fast food. Food made with natural flavors, quote unquote, okay? Refined grains, refined sugar. Like when you say natural flavors, they don't have to put that on a peach. It's just, it is what it is. Why do we have to add that wording? Processed oils and fats, and then genetically modified food or fake food. So your fruit really is supposed to have seed in it. So if you're eating grapes with no seeds, or you're eating oranges with no seeds, even though we've gotten really used to that, it would be a GMO. Okay, so the food you eat can either be the safest and most powerful form of medicine or the slowest form of poison. And wait more. Questions, comments, concerns? All right, guys. I surely thank you so much for coming.